busy summer, Clive, by the looks of it, here at the Cliff Hill training ground. Can you just tell us a little bit about what's going on behind you there on pitch 1?
Yeah, well, it's been nice for us to get an early start, an unfortunate early start, but we're doing a little bit of sand amelioration and putting some new drain lines into the first team pitch, which has started in haste over the last few days, pretty much similar to what we did at the stadium last year. We're just trying to change the soil profile a little bit by adding as much sand to it as we can. We're dealing with soil-based pitches, but we're trying to just change the way that they play and the way that they feel by introducing as much sand as possible.
Will that help over the course of the season in getting more life out of the pitch 1 pitch? Because when it gets to the winter months, we know obviously they predominantly use the 3G surface rather than pitch 1. Is that the aim of it?
What's happened with this pitch in the past is when you get to the wetter months, the pitch acts like a soil pitch. So although it won't have surface water, there'll still be water in the profile and it becomes very sort of soft. So they prefer a firmer surface, which is why they'll go in and use the 3G. And what we're hoping with more sand content sort of closer to the surface, it's going to feel like a different, harder sort of surface than what's been there before, and hopefully won't be affected as much by water being held in the profile, because there's not much we've been able to do about that in the past. This is the first time this pitch has actually had the top completely taken off of it and been sort of rotivated, if you like, and physically changed, probably for about 10 years.
So what's in terms of the time frame between now and the start of pre-season, what happens to this pitch now, and is it ready for first day of pre-season?
No, this one won't be ready for first day of pre-season. We're in the lucky position that we have a decent surface down the bottom, which we call pitch 2. Yeah. The one next to the 3G surface, which was done last year, which they'll do all their pre-season on, and this one will probably be ready probably about the start of the season. But it's good that we now have, 2 grass pitches and 1 sort of artificial surface that they'll share their training around over the months of the season, so that they're not wearing out one pitch completely. They're sharing that wear between sort of all 3 surfaces.
Okay. Is there any work going up at St James's Park during the close season as well?
Yeah, we've been in there last few days with a fairly basic renovation, which we're doing in-house, which is a deep sort of scarification of the surface to try and pull out as much of the rubbish that we don't want in there, so that we can get some better seed back into the surface. We've obviously got a quick turnaround on that one because it's only sort of 8 weeks again until they want to play a pre-season game in there. So it's going to be slightly easier for us to manage next year because some of those grass species are going to be in their sort of second year. They're going to be 2 years old, so they're going to be hardier plants, and it was very fresh and young when we started sort of season last year because it'd only been there for about sort of 9-10 weeks.
Those that follow you on social media will know you've had a little trip to Twickenham recently. Can you just tell us a bit about that and what that was about?
Yeah, that was my second interview. No, only joking. No, we went to Twickenham because we were invited to the launch of the new electric mowers that the industry seems to be going towards. So we needed to have a look at them, just so keep us in the loop, really. It's nice to be invited to things like that. It's nice to see new things that are coming out. And I can only imagine, through pressures of trying to keep your carbon footprint down, even clubs like ours will be going in that direction. And I'd like to do it immediately, but there's obviously other things that we want to spend some money on and other machinery that's required. So we will, we'll look at that at some point in the near future, hopefully.